Oh, CEO, and hello, good morning, good evening, whichever it may be in your part of the world, or good afternoon. Welcome to Old Fart Talk, and I'm just, I've been doing some checking and stuff, little research and what have you, and I guess there's a lot of things to cover, but I'm just going to go into just a few things and continue this another time. Now, today is the 28th of September. Not September. Oh, you know I'm an old fart. Blooper! Okay. Where was I? Alright, it is the 28th of April, okay, of 2022, alright. Now, you may be seeing this a couple of days from now. You might be seeing this posted on a Friday or on a Saturday or something, but, and I know, everything is changing real fast and everything, so things might have escalated a little more since by the time you see this. It may not, and it may escalate more. And the way everything indicates is that trouble is trouble. Like my father says, when it rains it pours, right? So what am I getting at? Well, let's start first of all with food shortages. With the prices of the oil, gas and everything, and due to panic in other countries and lockdowns in other countries and stuff, and shipping and stuff when it comes to food and what have you, that kind of puts a little damper on things, We got all this stuff going on, with the food shortages. And my suggestion, first of all, alright, to any of you who own small businesses and you're selling food, like maybe you're a restaurant, alright, my advice to you restaurant owners, now listen up. Now, either you will agree or disagree, that remains to be seen. However, reality is reality, alright? So, let's start with the restaurant owners. Yes, you tell them, Spotted Feather. Oh, you want to know who Spotted Feather is? Well, some of you already know, and others don't. Well, Spotted Feather is my little diamond dove. She was agreeing with me. Yeah, okay. Alright, but what I'm getting at here, and you gotta bear with me because I'm an old fart. That's why it's called Old Fart Talk, alright? But with the things that are going on and everything, especially with the food shortages, and it is going to get worse. And they're already stating that it's going to get worse. Our own government says it's going to get worse, but yet they want to continue prodding the bear. And you know what a bear is like when you keep prodding them, especially when they've been sleeping for so long and they've been hibernating. When they come out of that, they're hungry and they can be mean. Alright, well, and we know which bear we're talking about, right? Yeah, they're in Russia with Rasputin, the leader over, and all the stuff in Ukraine and what have you. Now you got China involved. And North Korea is doing a little saber rattling. But it's rattling, have something for countries, plural, to be worried about. You get them involved with China, you know, rubbing shoulders or whatever, or decide, well, they're going to just ride the wake and have fun. Well, anyway, with the food shortages, to you restaurant owners, I would say this. Now, I used to work for a restaurant a long time ago, and I seen this problem even back before there was any food shortages and stuff. And we're talking about when I was a young pup. Alright, a young fellow. Alright, when you're running a restaurant, by the end of the day there's a lot of food getting thrown away, and a lot of it's still good, and you throw it away, and yet when someone goes into the garbage bins, that which is still good, and the ones who are homeless and are hungry, you'll press charges against them for stealing. It's not stealing. Come on, you idiots. And I'm calling you idiots, you who are doing it, not the ones who are not. I'm just, hey, truth hurts. But think about it. Alright, and since you are all about, the ones who are doing this crap are all about the almighty dollar, don't run off. Be a man or woman, whichever the case may be, and listen up. And you might learn something. Alright? And, you know, you might be all about the almighty dollar. Well, look at it this way. You take that food, but that's still good, that no one hadn't bit into, or anything, put it in a fridge, freezer, whatever, and donate it to the food banks. Or when people that are homeless out, you know, find a way that you can distribute it on certain days to them. It's a tax write-off, you fools. But in the meantime, you're letting people starve because you're greedy. And that's a fact. All you restaurant owners, check this out. All that food, by the end of the day, that you're going to throw out, that's good, you should be taking out and putting it over into a food bank. Somewhere, donating it, so people can eat. You know, food bank, churches, what have you, donate it. And for you that are just concerned about your almighty dollar, well, just think you just lost some money there, throwing it away, good food away. And I've seen it, and you know you're dang guilty. With a food shortage going on, especially now, and it's getting worse. Oh, a lot of people will say, well, my store's stocked up. Yeah? Give it a little time here. You're going to see a big difference in there. And not to mention the prices are going to be going up. Some of you, or a lot of you, have already seen this. Oh, wait. It's just getting good, right? Like my papa said, when it rains, it pours. Alright? Now, check this out. Yes, as my one brother and my dear friend pointed out, you know, that yes, you know, there's a lot of people here that's got guns in this country. And a war breaks out, and it starts here. Alright, I'll tell you what, a country that has missiles and all kinds of stuff, your guns ain't gonna do you diddly squat. Only if you got troops, enemy troops on the ground, are the ones who live in this country who have guns are able to fight back. But how can you fight back against missiles? I mean, you. I'm not talking about the military, I'm talking about you. You can't. But the thing is, we're not just looking at Russia here. We're looking at China and North Korea, and eventually you're probably even going to see Iran and probably Venezuela, or is that Argentina, whichever, or some of them, and probably even Cuba in its wake. But definitely you're going to see China, Russia, and North Korea getting in on the bandwagon. See, now China is already stirring up the hornet's nest. They're wanting to build a military base there on the Solomon Islands. The U.S. has warned them. And now they're all fired up. They're calling this country the devil. A devil, a big devil. I love this country. Didn't say the government. I said the country. Alright? Not the government. I don't have no love for this government. Especially when you got idiots running it. I don't get it. But I'm not going to go here nor there. But understand this, in case any of you who think you know me. See, I'm not hollering Trump, 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 and I'm not hollering Biden, 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 or any other idiots. I, am for anyone that will do their job and do it right. That is what I am for. That's what I am concerned only about. But yes, we got all this stuff going on. We got China stirring up the hornet's nest, and they're ready to go to war. And they got all kinds of issues going on over there, and we all know about that. And if you don't, well, look it up. I mean, it ain't going to be that hard. But I know you still got people here. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Well, when it does happen, understand that Warhorse is just one of many that has said that it was going to happen. And it will. And it's going to happen. You're going to see war here. And before you're going to see any troops on the ground, they're going to start lobbing missiles. Some might be nukes, and others whatever, right? But they're going to be doing some missile launching and bombing and everything else, and they're going to soften it up, so to speak, and going like the way a lot of them did, like especially during World War II with Japan, for example. When on these different other islands and stuff, and what have you. You know the story. It's in history. But you got to understand, it is real. Alright? And and let's just say maybe the war don't directly happen to this country. We'll just put that in there. What if? What if it doesn't? Does that mean you got to say, well, I'm okay, we're the greatest country in the world? Pride always comes before a fall. Any fool knows this. Pride comes before a fall, and this country has been real prideful. Now, whether you agree on what I'm going to say next or not, that's up to you. You got to understand the sincerity of it. Now, I'm going to give you kind of a brief little history here real quick. Alright, Israel. Alright, God's chosen people. God's chosen people, right? The Creator, His chosen people. The great beautiful one. What happens? What happened to them? They had a lot of pride and everything, and they decided they're going to buck up against Him. Well, what happened? Now, mind you, this is his people. He called his chosen ones. But what happened? A lot of bad stuff happened to them throughout the history. You can read it for yourself. A lot of you know about it. Alright, now, take this country. Now, you compare in history with Israel. What happened to Israel? What's going to happen to this country? Just a little FYI. Think about it. But, yeah, pride, though, always comes before a fall. And this is true on every aspect. You look back in history, look at all the nations that had big heads. Look at Rome. Ancient Rome. Look what happened with them. But we're not going to go into all that. But my point is, people will delude themselves. We're a great country. Let me put it this way. We were a great country. But when you start allowing communism teachings and thinking and stuff set hold and grow, and you nurture it, what happens? Well, look at it. This is not the country I knew when I was growing up, or my father, or my father's fathers, and theirs. You know, I mean, so many things has happened to this country. So much in history. But you gotta always remember the past, so you don't repeat it. But this country, the leaders that we got running it, have not remembered the past. No, so we're looking at a major food crisis like you've never seen before. You're also looking at war. And we're talking World War III, not just a little war like it was, or something like you did we had with Afghanistan, or like in the past with Japan, or with Vietnam and North, well, at that time Korea. Now you got North and South, but I wouldn't doubt that eventually they somehow or another, them two, the North and South, reconcile and become one again or whatever. I don't doubt. I don't know for sure. But my point is, you got North Korea, you got China, you got Russia, and you got a few other countries that would ride the bandwagon, especially if you give them nuclear stuff. In the hands of Iran with a nuclear device. All those countries over there that hate Israel and America, you know, and they already they refer like Iranians, for example, refer to America as the Great Satan. Now you got China calling us the devil, you know, and all this. So I mean, here we got all this stuff going on. And you restaurant businesses, you know, those of you who run businesses that is a restaurant and whatever, don't be tossing out your food, the good food. Donate it to the food banks, the food shelves, you know, or to churches and things, you know, so that way, you know, people can have food. And, hey, remember, we're not promised tomorrow. So the question is, what are you going to do? But don't panic. I'm not throwing up fear-mongering. I'm trying to give you a heads up. And then there are ways to handle all of it. And, you know, I don't have the time to sit there to go into a lot of things, you know. But I cover what I can a little at a time when I'm on live or posting a video on this channel. But just remember, we are not promised tomorrow. And there are things that you can do where you can learn how to take care of yourself, for your family, and all your loved ones, you know, and yourself. And it don't consist of putting a raid on the stores, because that makes you a thief. And I don't have no respect for a thief. It's one thing now, if the store has been closed down and all this, and it's been totally abandoned, and there's still any kind of canned foods or something left or whatever, you go in. It might not be your favorite food, but it's food. It's better than starving. But you can grow your food. That's one. You can start now, but you're going to be, the way things is escalating every day, every 24 hours. It is just something more happening. So if I was you, I would keep my ears and eyes open and start paying attention to this, you know, with what's going on. It doesn't mean it, you know, it's a negative thing. Taking care of yourself and your loved ones is a positive thing. And being aware of your surroundings, just like if you go into a park, you know, a national park, you always have to be aware of your surroundings. When you're going out in a wilderness area, hiking and what have you, doesn't matter. You always got to be aware, be alert. And same here today, even more so now that you need to be alert. Pay attention to what's going on, okay? That's all you got to do. Pay attention to what's going on. So, with that said, let me just say, with China, Russia, and North Korea, and whoever else is going to be riding the waves here, yeah, you should be concerned. I'm not talking about panicking. It ain't going to get you nowhere, right? It's just not. So you're going to have to learn to watch your six and catch up what's going on in the world. And don't always rely on the world news on TV to tell you everything, because they're ran by a bunch of idiots. And they want to lie to you and what have you. You just got to do your own research and do some checking out on things, you know. You're all smart. You're not dumb. You know, so I'm just giving you a heads up. That's all I'm doing. And I'm sharing information and giving suggestions, maybe, and advice here and there. So, do what's right. Stand up for yourselves, you know, and protect yourself and your family. All those you love that's special in your lives, protect them and yourself. Do what you must to protect and survive, because this stuff is hitting the fan big time, and we're only getting a small taste of it. And you're talking about even with a major food crisis coming and already started for this country, just imagine what else you're going to get when it really comes in full force, like a tidal wave. And you know about tidal waves. So my advice to everyone, whether you're a restaurant or not, is that you need to think ahead. Do what's right and do what's good. And don't allow greed or panic and all this to cause you to fall. We can't afford to do that, you know, so. Well, that's my advice. It's one I wanted to share with you. I could go into more, but I ain't got the time. But maybe later on another video, or you know, on a live stream, whatever. So, you take care. I love you all. And I hope that you have a very, very blessed day. And that you stay safe. And I'm hoping I will catch you in the funny papers. And don't forget to subscribe. Like me. You know, hit the like button. And hit the notification bell thingy, ringy dingy thingy. Alright? So, hey, you take care. And I will see you later. See you in the funny papers. Oh yeah. Oh